There aren't many signs left of the 6 children who used to live here. 5 of them were removed by social services and placed in foster care. The 6th, no one knows just where she is. Tamra Keepness has been missing since early July. In a way, Regina Keepness blames herself for her daughter's disappearance.
You wish you can go back and change it, but you can't. You can't change it, and if you get stuck on, I should have did this or I should have did that, then you get stuck.
5-year-old Tamra slept upstairs with her brothers and sisters. At one end of the hall, her bedroom. At the other end, a room where the adults in her life injected drugs, the so-called slam room.
That was a room that the children weren't allowed to go in, and that's where I did it.
The kids are not stupid, man. You know, they know what's going on. I'm pretty sure they've seen the needles.
There's some choices that your judgment is not too good.
But IV drug use down the hall wasn't the only problem Tamra had to deal with. The 5-year-old witnessed a parade of crime, chaos, and addictions. All of these things would come together the night of July 5th, when Tamra Keepness disappeared. This was the scene 2 days after Tamra went missing, the investigation well underway, and dozens of searchers scouring the city.
We don't have any direct evidence that she's come to any harm, but neither do we have any direct evidence that she's all right.
According to Regina, the kids went to bed at 11 o'clock on the night of July the 5th. By 10:30 the next morning, Tamra still hadn't come down for breakfast.
I said, what do you mean she's not there? And I got up and I went and looked and she was gone. Please bring her home.
People across the province showed up to pray, march, and offer support.
You know, I care, and I think a lot of the people out there are really hopeful that Tamra will come home.
But it's been 3 months and hope is fading. Her mother clings to what Tamra left behind.
It has been wonderful to watch Tamra grow as this year has progressed.
The month before she disappeared, Tamra wrapped up her first year of school.
Please work on counting by ones and number recognition over the summer. Good luck in grade 1.
Russell Sheepskin often helped Tamra get ready for school. He was the family's live-in babysitter.
She was always in a little bit of trouble, you know. She was always in the corner. Like when Lori gets mad at her, she'd always call her Tamra Jewell.
Regina says Tamra is aggressive, a bit of a tomboy. She thinks her daughter picked that up at home.
I know that that's something she's learned, being raised, like seeing her dad and I fight.
Regina is referring to Troy Keepness. He's the natural father of 4 of the Keepness kids, including Tamra.
Oh, Lord, take away any worries of condemnation.
Troy and Regina had a rocky relationship. Drugs and alcohol were common. So was violence. Court records show that Troy was convicted 3 times for assaulting Regina. The family fell apart.
I lost it all before at one time because of drugs and alcohol. I lost my home and my relationship broke up and I lost everything.
Then Regina met Dean MacArthur. While the father figure in Tamra's life may have changed, the problems remained the same.
I stayed away from home when I was intoxicated because I didn't want them to see me intoxicated. I just wanted to always let them know that everything is going to be okay. I wanted them to feel safe.
Because of their struggles, Sheepskin was often left alone to watch the kids.
The mom was always, how would you say, she was always gone. Like I was babysitting. Most times, you know, she'd be gone for, you know, days on end. You know, like I'd ask the kids, is mom home yet? You know, and they'd say no. Is mom phone yet? You know, they'd say no.
And Sheepskin has his own problems.
I've been drinking. I'm an alcoholic. I drink all the time.
The grown-ups in Tamra's life have also been in trouble with the law much of the time. Tamra's babysitter has been convicted of assault, breaking and entering, and forgery. He's behind bars right now, charged with extorting $150 from his mother. Tamra's natural father is serving time for assaulting his latest girlfriend. That charge is on top of his existing record, which includes assaults, breaking and entering, and uttering threats. Tamra's mother has been convicted of shoplifting, vandalism, and communicating for the purpose of prostitution. Tamra's stepfather has several counts of breaking and entering and drunk driving. In addition, earlier this year, he was convicted of assaulting Lorena. He got out of jail just days before Tamra went missing. What happened to Tamra that night remains a mystery, but what was going on in the Keepness household is not. A perfectly normal night turned into the perfect storm. The problems that plagued Tamra's home collided, and her family came apart.
We were watching The Gladiator, I think it was the second part, and I wanted to watch CSI, so I changed the channel. Yeah. And then that's when you left, eh?
I seen Dean coming. I recognized him. And he said, Lori kicked me out again.
It was just an argument. It wasn't anything. Like, every couple argues.
We had a drink apiece, and then that's when he went home.
I was downstairs. I know I was eating spaghetti. I either fell asleep but I was sitting up, I know that.
And I told my oldest that I was gonna go to the next block and borrow a cigarette.
And I sat in the Regis for, I'd say about 3 hours. I was having a drink with some friends.
We drank the tail end of a cooler. And she wanted to pick up another one. And so we jumped in her car.
I came home and Russell was here.
Like he got up the stairs there, he punched me through that window, eh? And he punched me right in the nose, and I went back and my eyes watered, and like as he was saying that, he was going, "You let her do that, you let her do that." And he meant that I'd babysit for her while she'd go and hook, eh? And she called it going out.
I crawled in through the window, and when I was shutting the window after I got in, I slammed my thumb in the window, and that really hurt.
At certain times I'd black out, and when I came to, I'd be at places I didn't even know, so I was kind of getting lost.
I just went to bed. I just went to sleep. I was drunk.
When the fog cleared the next morning, Tamra Keepness was gone. Sheepskin, MacArthur, and Lorena only recall bits and pieces of what happened that night, but they are all certain of one thing, that whatever it was that happened to Tamra, they aren't responsible.
I don't want to get blamed for something that I didn't do, or, I don't know where this baby is. But I'd like to know where she is, because that's just a baby.
It's not my fault that there's a predator out there. It's not my fault that he chose my daughter. It could happen to anyone.
Being addicted or not, being not addicted. Sure, we felt guilty at first. Well, we know it's not our fault. It's not our fault that somebody came here and took her. It could have happened to anybody.
Lorena says wherever they go now, people view her and MacArthur with suspicion. She says they've all got the wrong idea.
What they don't know is that those children my kids are the best thing that I ever could have did in my life. They don't see how precious they are to us, that we have taken steps to overcome our own personal issues, to raise them right.
But now Lorena sits alone in the home she used to share with her children, still struggling and still hoping that her daughter will come home. Geoff Leo, CBC News, Regina.